Hello again. So today we'll be reacting to an X Vault video. I know you guys love it when I do an X Vault video. Um, today we'll be talking about his video of Xbox fanboys collectively state PlayStation has its worst gen yet. I mean, they're right for once. They're actually pretty right. All things considered. I mean, this is PlayStation's worst, really. Let's get into the video.
When I tell you hashtag no PlayStation 6, you think I'm playing with you? Why the hell would they go make a costly console? They can't even sell a Pro. Why the hell would they go make a console?
This is the thing, by the way. No, this isn't X Vault if he if he stayed out in the sun for too long. No, this is actually this is one of these stupid things where he gets a clip of someone with no context whatsoever. In the beginning of his videos, he always just puts a clip of someone right in the beginning with little to no context. So if you guys don't know, because I guess I had to do his job for him. This guy is like, I forgot his name, but basically he's like talking about how he doesn't want the PS6 or how PlayStation is shit in some way, shape, or form. I'm assuming like this guy right here is talking about how he's not going to get a PS6 because the PS5 generation was so disappointing. Yeah, what's wrong with that statement, X Vault? That seems actually pretty understandable, really, right? Am I the only one? That seems pretty fucking understandable to me. I don't know. Like, yeah, the PS5 did suck, and it was Sony's worst generation, really. Even worse than the PS4. Like, the PS5 is so bad, it made me miss the PS4 generation. And I wasn't even a huge fan of it. Like, that's how bad the PS5 generation really is. So, yeah, it's pretty valid.
Talking about Magnus, this, and AMD, and all this, that's Xbox stuff. Stop associating them broke dudes with software. Amethyst is software. They're making software. Machine learning software. Microsoft and AMD is making hardware. Stop trying to associate yourself with something greater than yourself. You've been doing this for a long time. Now we find out that the Emperor has no clothes on. Been watching you for a second.
I mean,
I've been telling dudes for a second.
You would probably enjoy that, wouldn't you? Mm-hmm. Emperor with no clothes. Let's go. Emperor's new style. I don't know.
Xbox version is coming, man. Be easy.
Yeah, but you see, like, no, let me just shit on the Xbox fans real quick, because, like, you dudes are not going to have any that much better of a generation, really. In fact, you're technically not even going to have a generation. The Xbox console, quote unquote, the next one, is just going to be a glorified PC, dude, with the Xbox app sprinkled onto it. Now, what I hope is that they do end up implementing more of the console more of the console stuff into the Xbox app, like as in you'll be able to play any Xbox One or Xbox Series X game on your PC. I hope that's going to be a future later down the line. Otherwise, I wouldn't really care. I mean at that point I wouldn't really care, right? I wouldn't care. Yeah, sure. Go ahead and like and like make your Xbox like PC more of a thing. I really don't give a shit, but they need to be able to have you be able to play like Xbox One and Series X games, even 360 games. They need to find a way to put all those on there, like 100% of the compatibility on there, because that's a great way to preserve games. It really is. Like being able to play any of your Xbox 360, Xbox One, and then Series X games onto your PC, which is a piece of hardware that will last forever and ever and ever compared to the consoles, at least. That's a fantastic idea. But this is a fantasy that I'm talking about. This is a fantasy that I'm saying, because Xbox will not do that. No one will do that. Even for their own gain, they will not do that. I mean, like, it's not even like, oh, let's just say that they got permission from all the third-party publishers in the world, right? And they're able to get every Xbox game onto the PC, like cross with their Xbox app on PC. Even then, it's like they'd probably rather resell you all those games if they even get to them, right? That's what the modern gaming industry would rather do at this point. They don't want to actually like give you the option that you deserve, which is being able to play your old ass games that you bought, they don't care. They don't care. So, yeah, I don't know, man. So yeah, what I'm trying to say is that your next Xbox, quote unquote, will not be a real Xbox. It really won't. So don't get your hopes up to the Xbox fanboys.
Xbox version is coming. Be easy. Microsoft has their version. Be easy. Be easy.
No.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another
Oh
Xbox gaming
look,
video.
another
Xbox here,
fanboy
and today
talking about
Be easy.
another fanboy talking about the fucking numbers. Look at that. Look at this. Most profitable generation to date, which is bullshit, by the way, when you consider everything into the fray, right? So PlayStation 1 sales makes about like 24 billion. Yeah, that was at a time where like there was less people in gaming. You know, it's funny. You'll hear these people talk about like, oh, a price for inflation and whatever, right? But it's like they don't do the same thing when it comes to like, you know, the amount of people and like how much money they had to spend at the time. So 24 billion for PlayStation is for the PS1 is probably a higher number, you know, comparatively than 136 billion that they're making with the PS5. That number is always like completely deceitful, because with the PS5, it's their most profitable, right? But they're just looking at the basic number. It may have like generated 136 billion, sure, but it's like, okay, realistically though, Sony has to fucking like raise the prices of their dog shit services to make up for the losses that they had in the PS5. Like a perfect example of this really is that what's that stupid game called again, where it like literally lasted not even 2 weeks. Concord. There you go, Concord. That piece of shit lost them hundreds of millions of dollars, dude. And then that's not only it. They made 12 games. They had their developers, all their studios, make fucking games as a service a slop, and then ended up canceling them. That's literally wasted fucking money right there. You know? The multiplayer, the factions for, what was it, Last of Us 2, canceled. Canceled. They have spent years on that project. Years. For a fucking online version of Last of Us 2. I don't know how they had to end up canceling it. I don't know how it didn't end up good. Just copy and fucking paste the first one's multiplayer. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, so that canceled. The God of War live service game canceled. Spider-Man live service game canceled. So and also what's been going on with that Wolverine game? you guys forgot about that game until I mentioned it just now, didn't you? Canceled. So all those games that they fucking canceled and they wasted money on, that's a lot more than the games that they canceled and wasted money on with the PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1. You get the point. The PS1 through 4 were a lot more organized with their plans. Those consoles were a lot more organized with what they made and how they made it. The PS5, no one gives a fuck about anything else but the third-party games. So that's not good for Sony, really. Because when people say, oh, I don't know, move to the PC, the PlayStation is fucked. Because no one cares about their dog shit games. They really made people, they helped with that. They really did. Yeah, so no one really cares about their games. No one cares about their services because they're shitty and overly expensive. I mean, hell, we all saw what happened when they tried to implement PSN with the Steam versions of their games. They got fucking crucified, completely crucified. So they're like, well, shit, we can't even do that on the PC. And then they're also talking about, what, some PlayStation launcher on PC? Yeah, good luck with that, buddy. That's not going to do shit. It's not going to do anything. It's not going to work. People better than Sony tried, and it just did not work. So, anyways, so I'm so sick and tired of this stupid-ass shit. And, oh my god, I know I'm going on and on, but I'm sorry. I just want to ask, what the fuck does that mean for you as a fan? Why do you care if the PS5 is the most profitable generation? Shut the fuck up. Ain't no one talking about that. Even though it's not. That's not even true. Because, like I said before, they had more losses. Like, okay, look at the PS4. Look at the PS4 back when that launched, which was in 2013, $107 billion. When they had first-party games that were doing well and third-party games that were doing well. And their services were the PS4 was killing it in terms of revenue with that. The PS5 is a lot less organized, and they had to raise the prices of the PSN just to keep up with the organized income that they were getting with the PS4. Does that make any sense? The PS4 was a lot more consistent, and the PS5 is not. There you go. It's really that simple. My God. Holy shit. Jesus, dude. It's really that simple. So, the PS5 making $136 billion, that's not really taken into consideration, you know, the amount of money that they lost, like I said, with video game development and shit like that. The PS4 having $107 billion, they didn't lose that much in development because they actually followed through with their shit, unlike the PS5, you know. But whatever, man. Yeah, sure. But, you know, hey guys, I'm PlayStation fan number 43 here. I seriously care about Sony's profitability instead of them actually releasing fucking games. Oh wait, no I don't, because I'm not a shit-eating retard who just, who just sucks Sony's dick blindly. So I don't care. Even if this was true, this number about, oh, the PS5 being the most profitable, bullshit. But even if it was true, I don't care as someone who just wants to play fucking games. I don't give a shit. Good for you, I guess. Cool. Wow. The company that's trying less than ever before is getting more money. Wow, that's not going to spell disaster for the platform that I would be playing right now. Oh, absolutely not. No. Yeah. Anyways, continuing.
Alright everybody, welcome back to another Xwald Gaming video. Xwald here, and today we're going to go over your next dose of the salty batch files. Yes, we got some more delusion.
Yeah,
yes, we have some more hot takes. Yes,
your stupid ass.
Have some more weird accusations, some weird predictions and stuff like that from a particular fan base as usual. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump to it. Alright, so like I said, what we're going to do is get right to it here. Of course, as referring to the opening video and stuff like that, it is interesting. I know I had a week ago in the Salty Batch Files engrossing what folks thought, or at least the Xbox fanboys thought they were stock experts, and they understood how the economy works, they understood how Sony as a business was working, and that they're in deep trouble. So
you just had a stupid chart that didn't mean anything about the PS5's profitability. You know, without you getting any detail. I went into more detail. Again, that's me doing your job for you in the video. There you go. But yeah, motherfucker, what are you talking about? Do you know anything about financials? Because obviously you don't. I know that that's bullshit that the PS5 is the most, like, profitable generation. Because I bet they're also they're taking into consideration, by the way, about, about the PC ports that they made. Because guess what? With the PS4, they never really put games on PC, did they? I bet if they did, easily the PS4 would have surpassed the PS5 in terms of profitability. Not to mention that, again, there was less people at the time of the PS5's, or I'm sorry, the PS4's initial release in gaming. So, but even then, I bet there would still be more of a profitability on the PS4 side than the PS5 side if they released games on PC. So there you go.
Go over some of those examples further here in regards to what they feel and think, but first off I want to start off with a post from Paris from a few weeks ago, and this is just to kind of highlight something I wanted to bring up real quick because I think it's a good touching point here, and I feel like we have to adhere to what Xbox is doing sometimes, and I don't necessarily agree with that. So here Paris is stating, right, the era of exclusivity will be studied by the future generations and they'll probably laugh at us. So here's the thing, right? I mean, I've had multiple videos.
Everyone is already laughing at a bunch of losers like you who really value having to buy a shitty piece of plastic just to just to fucking get one game or a couple of games. I mean, yeah, people do have the right to laugh at your dumb ass because you are stupid. You really are. I mean, these are the same losers who for some reason find it just blindly find it more valuable to hide a game behind a shitty piece of plastic that you never want to get anyways. You know, instead of the piece of plastic actually doing something good and like being valuable on its own, and then it happens to have great games that you would want, you know, no. I mean, and yes, this is the newer generation that's laughing at you because, like, imagine if there was a game only on on like iOS and Android, like a big game I'm talking about. Of course, there's a lot of games only on Android, but that's really due to like the Google Play Store's much more lenient policies. Not really like, oh well, we love this piece of plastic more, we love this phone more, so we're gonna keep it exclusive on the iPhone or the Android or whatever. Not something dumb like that. But anyways, let's just pretend, right, that that this is a big game, just a huge game releasing. Imagine, and it's coming to mobile devices. Imagine if you had idiots blindly defending that, oh yeah, it's an iOS exclusive. Wow, it's so cool. You should get an iOS now. You should get you should get this $1,000 phone now. Like, no, people would be like, are you kidding me? Just for one fucking game or a couple of games that happen to not be on Android or vice versa, right? No, no one's gonna do that. So yeah, you're right. They are laughing at your dumb ass. Everyone's laughing at you, really. You dumb fanboys, that is.
Where I've gave my point of view, my case study, so to speak, of why exclusives matter. I still
Then
firmly
you're an
believe that
idiot.
exclusives matter.
Exclusives never mattered. They never will matter. They're just a ends to a means. Sorry, because let's just be honest here. Like with the PS2, excuse me, the exclusives were not the thing that made people flock to it. It was the amazing prices and the amazing features. That's it. The fact that you could have a console that has a lot of modern games on it, like, by the way, games are also on the GameCube and Xbox, is what I'm talking about, like multiplats, right? It has all the most recent games, at least most of them, right? It has some sort of online play, right? So there you go. That could be an option if the game supports it. And then also, on top of that, has a DVD feature. The most, like, definitive way of experiencing movies at the time. Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer. It's a fucking no-brainer. Yeah, so that's why the PS2 sold well. It wasn't because of, it's exclusive, like your dumbasses think. No. The PS2 did well because it was an amazing console that had both games and features. And pricing. That's why. You know? And then when did the PS3 do well, guys? When did the PS3 do well? Oh, when it cut its prices and it actually got like better versions of third-party games, games that were also on the 360. Yeah, that's when it started doing well. Wow, crazy. Even though that thing was feature heavy, like admittedly, the pricing was not there. It was not fucking there. The pricing was too much at the time. Way too much. And I don't blame people for like kind of skipping out on that, really. So, yeah. So that's when the PS3 did well. Oh, shocker there. And when did the 3DS do well? Oh, when it got its price cut and it actually got more features and stuff like that. Yes, wow. Huh. It's almost like consoles, not that they don't need exclusivity, or that they don't need like good games, obviously. No, they need good games. But the problem is that if they had good games, but they're not worth buying, no one's gonna buy it. It's that simple. Like I said, the 3DS could have launched with a Mario game or whatever. That didn't matter. People would rather get their iPods and their iPhones at the time. The 3DS was competing with a much bigger casual market, you know what I mean, than the DS was at the time. And plus the DS was actually very cheap, so, yeah, actually. Like, personally speaking, the DS was actually really cheap, and it was perfect for mobile play. But yeah, the 3DS, it had to cut its price, add more features, and then yes, eventually it got better games, but that is not what got it up to the, got it sold. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, so yeah, exclusivity, shut the fuck up about it. We don't need exclusivity. We just need good games. That's it, that's all. We need good games on good pieces of plastic. That's all we need. That's it.
To this day, to this moment, for as long as it possibly can into the future, because it does, that competition is needed.
Competition
the quality
is done
exudes.
through other means, you absolute fucking bald retard. Like, competition is done by, like the company trying to one-up the other company, right? So, why did people play Call of Duty on the 360 instead of the PS3? Because the online was better. Yes, but for the people who didn't care about those extra features or whatever, they went to the PS3. Because the online was free. You know, they could still like chat with random people and whatever. But the Xbox 360, yes, you have to pay a yearly fee or a monthly, I guess, if you wanted to. But you would have been stupid. Yeah, just pick the yearly fee. Yeah, for the people who wanted the premium online experience, they went on the 360. It's that simple. That's what people meant. You absolute fucking buffoon. My God. Not the stupid shit where, oh, well, you know, they need games being locked behind a console or blah, blah, blah. Like this fucking pita bread from Sausage Party looking motherfucker is saying right here. So, again, just, I hate these people because they just suck the dick of the big corporation, right? That's constantly fucking them over. And they say, we need this. My God. I hope this guy never becomes a mayor or something. Or this is the man that's able to vote. This is what scares me. Idiots like him are able to vote. You know? My God.
Once those are created and so on and so forth. So I think exclusivity and exclusives have always been important from day one across any platform, not just PlayStation and Xbox, but Nintendo to, you know, Atari to, you know, Sega, obviously, and so on and so forth. I mean, even the Ouya had exclusives and some great indie exclusives.
Yeah, and that didn't help it, did it? Thank you so much for proving my point, dumbass. Yeah, the Ouya did not do well, even though that it had those amazing exclusives that you're talking about, you know. And by the way, before people say yes, well, didn't the Ouya fail because it didn't have exclusives? No, the Ouya failed because it wasn't worth getting into. You know, everything about it was actually pretty half-assed in terms of what the companies did, right? Like the store, pretty bad. The interface, literally out of your fucking Android phone. I'm not even kidding, bro. Literally everything out of your Android phone. And the controller, horrible. So everything about the system, other than its open features and the emulation, like that's crazy that a official officially released console in a way. Had emulation. That's the crazy part. So the features is what made it look cool. You know? Too bad it wasn't worth that $100 though. Like it just was not a device that had any longevity to it, and people knew it. People, you know, I do say that casuals are stupid, but you know sometimes they could even tell. You know what I mean? You know? That's all I'm gonna say.
The Ouya appealing to some.
It's not because of exclusive.
So I mean, New World.
Okay, like the fact that the Ouya was an open platform that, like, honestly, if you were smart enough, like, and you were talented enough, you could have made games on. You could have made games with the Ouya. Like, no, it was insane, bro. It was insane. No, the Ouya is a cool console because the features and the things that you're able to do with it. That's why it's a cool console, not because more exclusives.
Right, that was exclusive to PC, and you know, same with World of Warcraft and such like that.
Yes,
but anyways,
and if that was able to come to consoles, it would come to consoles. Like, even then, it's like, yeah, I'm on PC, not because it has those exclusives that by the way, I don't even care about. Yeah, I don't give a shit about World of Warcraft, Dota 2, CS:GO. I could actually fuck with a little bit. That's a pretty fun game. But all those games, you do realize that like at least like stuff like CS:GO, they try to come to consoles. It didn't work out. It just did not work out. So, yeah. Actually, CS:GO was on the 360 and PS3 at one point, right? I'm pretty sure it was. But then obviously the service shut down because I don't think it was doing so hot. And yeah, they just stopped. They stopped the console versions. But I could see why. Like, unfortunately, it kind of sucked that it didn't catch onto the consoles because CS:GO is a fun, like, just plain, you know, arcade shoot, or not arcade. I would say like, you know, more like basic strategic shooter where you don't have any ADS. You just walk around with your gun and you shoot. That's it. But you had to be smart with it. That's what I liked about it. So yeah. And if those games came to consoles, I wouldn't care. And I'm on the PC ecosystem. I don't give a shit. Those games are able to be on consoles. I really don't care. So, yeah. And again, that's not why I'm on PC. So I know he's just stupid because, again, he doesn't know anything about any platform, really. He's just a dumb corporate cheerleader who thinks he knows more than he really does. That's it. Like, really.
matter. So I just wanted to take a moment to just kind of highlight this. I find it interesting because I feel like we have to adhere to many different things. And one of those things being Microsoft changed how they view exclusivity at this point because they had to. They had to pivot. And because they had to pivot, now everybody else has to.
What?
I still find, and we still see.
Not really. Microsoft is the one that's actually doing the worst right now. They really are. They're the ones who sold the least amount of consoles. Game Pass is not doing too hot. In fact, they're losing some not only subscribers because the price increases that they did previously and that they're gonna do in the future. By the way, yeah. So they lost games and everything like that, and so they're losing subscribers. What are you talking about? Not really. What's going on with Microsoft is that they're putting their games on other platforms. Yes, that is true. And look at that. They're doing better than they have been in the beginning of this generation. Oh, wow. What do you know? I mean, really. Wow. So when you put your games on other consoles or like other devices when, you know, it's not really warranted to keep it on your own device, you're going to make more money? What? Wow. Good job. Good job, you egg-headed bastard who doesn't use the egg part. I mean, the egg-headed part, I guess. I don't know. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. This guy's just making me stupider. He really is. Like, I just don't understand his logic.
That Nintendo is doing a great job with exclusives in their niche market as well. I don't think exclusives are outdated. I don't...
Well, first off, if you're going to use Nintendo as an example, what about the Wii U, dumb fuck? That had exclusives. Hell, that had more exclusives than the fucking PS4 and Xbox One combined. What are you talking about? And look, it failed. Wow, what do you know? And the Dreamcast had more fucking exclusives too. Look, it failed. Wow, crazy. My god, man, this idiot. It's like, shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, dude. Again, you're just sucking the dick of of corporations keeping stuff away, essentially. How do you, like, he's okay with corporations like locking shit down to their dog shit platform just to make you just to want to make you, go to their platform, even though thank God it's failing nowadays.
I think they're bad, and I know people are going to go to bat for that and think they are.
Is that what he said?
A great job with exclusives in their niche market as well. I don't think exclusives are outdated. I don't think they're bad, and I know people are going to go...
Well, they are bad, so you're a fucking idiot.
To bat for that and think they are. I understand as a pro-consumer move in a way that playing your game anywhere is a good method to do so, but there are a lot of pros that I feel outweigh the cons.
No,
I just wanted to bring that up.
What pros outweigh the cons of having your games playable anywhere? If Nintendo had their games playable anywhere, they would probably try better with their hardware to want to get people to their hardware. You fucking retard. Look, you know what? I love that. I love that he brought the Switch 2. I mean the Switch or whatever into the fray. Thank you so much for doing that, because you actually shown how much of a fucking toxic cunt Nintendo could be when they have their games only on their platform. Look what happens. Look at what happens. They make shitty, outdated fucking hardware that they could brick at any given moment. If you even look a certain way, they'll fucking brick your console. If you even look at Nintendo at a certain way, they'll fucking brick your console. So go fuck yourself. Yeah, thank you for actually showing how much of a shitty corporation they could be when they're able to lock shit to their platform. Good job.
Not a slight towards this whatsoever, but I feel like sometimes people want to own in on the fact that Xbox has moved on in a different direction. So should everybody else. I don't agree. Just wanted to share that there.
It's because it's just the right thing to do. Make your games available everywhere else, because your shitty hardware or whatever is not worth buying. It's really that simple. And even if it is worth buying, making it so that like exclusives, are the way to do it, means that your hardware sucks. So it's not worth buying. Even if it is, quote unquote, it's not. And again, I feel like Nintendo's gonna learn that with the Switch 2. Oh, believe me, they will. Even though that the Switch 2 may not fail, it will do significantly better than the Switch 1.
Though, but as we continue on here, can we show this post here? Can we share this post here? Do we have a hive mind type of situation here?
How similar those are? Because I don't know what the fuck those are.
People are making this out to be, as you can see here, from JP the ED aficionado here. So the PS5 generation haven't been profitable for Sony, which is incorrect, as we've seen at the beginning video and what I posted at the end of that. King David, but it's the most successful generation. It is.
No,
it is the most successful generation.
Again, you're seeing the fucking blind number there because you're an idiot and you don't know how to calculate shit. You're seeing the blind number, but really they were actually, like, comparatively at least, making more with the PS4. Hell, probably even the PS1 days. You know? Again, 24 billion in something that was as niche as the PS1 at the time? Dude, that's insane that they made that much in gaming. That's crazy. You know how much of the cost that fucking covered in their company and then some? A lot at the time. God. Again, but this retard doesn't know that. He doesn't know how to calculate for everything around that era. Nothing. Like, he's just all, oh, me see bigger number? Me think that's better. Bro, they literally made 107 billion in the PS4 days where there was significantly less people on board. What do you think that means, you fucking idiot? That means that, no, the PS5 is not their most profitable, and even if it was probably because they fucking raised the prices to PSN and shit like that. Otherwise, no, they would have not.
In a way, it's soon to be surpassing the PSP. It's going to surpass the Xbox 360, so on and so forth. As we continue, direct gaming, to all you foolish lames, you're still yapping about PlayStation sells. The brand itself has not been profitable. You all, as a donkey collective, have failed with your weak, ignorant narrative.
Yeah, I do agree, actually, that it's not as profitable as Sony would like it to be, because of how stupid they've been handling PlayStation recently. Obviously, that's why, dude, the PS5 is the first generation that they actually ported games to PC. Well, probably not the first, you know, I'm sure they did some stuff here and there for PC, but, dude, I mean, I'm sure that Sony, also told Square Enix, well, not told them, but I think they did have some hand in Final Fantasy VII coming to PC a long time ago. I'm sure they did, but they had way less of an impact of putting games on PC back then. But now, oh my god, with the PS5, they have been doing that a lot more. And plus, don't they consider that part of the PS5's profitability, by the way? Like, shit that they make from PC? Don't they consider that? Like, they just are talking about the timeline, right? That they're the money that they're making in the PS5 era, right? So, technically, you're kind of making a decent amount of that money on another platform. I think that's how they're calculating it. I'm not really sure. But yeah, anyways, they were desperate enough to fucking put games on PC. They never had to do that with the PS4. They never had to. Even though it would have been awesome if they did, they didn't. So, what does that say? If the PS5 is the most profitable, why does Sony look more desperate than ever before? Why are they copying Microsoft all of a sudden now? Like, you fanboys are a bunch of disingenuous retards. That's it.
Myths and theories. Sony failure is that it believed in y'all. PS5 makes no money with a bunch of laughing emojis. Again, incorrect. But you see the hive mind, right? It just continues with Xbox Series X. I'll leave it up here for a moment.
Different hive, I guess.
You guys can continue to read. As you continue to read those, you're probably losing brain cells too, so proceed with caution there.
Video and I'm losing brain cells, bro. What the hell you're talking about? You're making me lose brain cells.
But it's just, really hive mind. They just latch onto something, right? Xbox lost the console war. Xbox had to pivot. Xbox no longer has exclusives. Those games are going
about the console war. If obviously you shitty consoles and shitty whatever, you stupid fanboys and shitty consoles are fucking worrying about oh look, our console sold 100 million. But bro, that's shitty titty numbers, man. No one cares. On PC we make that on a oh my god. PC probably makes that shit daily. Or not daily, but fucking yearly, dude. Really? Because people are making fun of you dumb console peasants because PC was light years ahead of you losers. Always has been, always will be. Right? All things considered, you guys are fighting over niche-ass numbers when really every device, including mobile, like I said, PC, every other device, really, every family of devices have fucking went above and beyond. They're a lot more mainstream than your dog shit consoles. Holy shit. Anyways, guys, I think we're gonna end it here, dude. This loser is just gonna repeat himself, having fucking like text or I'm sorry, like some Twitter stuff that he's not even gonna show. Like he's not even going to react to. Wow, you're fucking lazy, man. That's coming from me. Holy shit. Anyways, I'm done with this fool. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.